The US president ignited a new diplomatic spat just 48 hours after 60,000 people hit the streets to demand Tory ministers fund the NHS properly. Donald Trump has launched a damning attack on the NHS, saying Britain's treasured system of universal healthcare is going broke and not working.
The US president ignited a new diplomatic rout today just 48 hours after 60,000 people hit the streets to demand Tory ministers fund the NHS properly.
Saturday's rally, backed by the Mirror, saw Labour and protesters blame 8 years of Tory underfunding for cancelled operations, ambulance delays, staff stress and long waits in A&E.
But comparing the march to his own domestic battle over healthcare, billionaire Republican Trump claimed it showed universal care cannot be afforded at all. He tweeted, "The Democrats are pushing for universal health care while thousands of people are marching in the UK because their EU system is going broke and not working."
Dems want to greatly raise taxes for really bad and non-personal medical care. No thanks.
The comment threatens a dramatic new diplomatic row with Theresa May, who has repeatedly claimed the NHS has the funds it needs.
The Prime Minister was previously forced to slap down her US ally after he pulled out of the Paris Climate Agreement and retweeted videos from the far-right group Britain First.
Mrs. May's Health Secretary Jeremy Hunt disowned the US president's jibe immediately.
He tweeted, "I may disagree with claims made on that march, but not one of them wants to live in a system where 28 million people have no cover."
NHS may have challenges, but I'm proud to be from the country that invented universal coverage, where all get care no matter the size of their bank balance.
Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn tweeted, "People were marching because we love our NHS and hate what the Tories are doing to it."
Healthcare is a human right. The People's Assembly and Health Campaigns Together, the groups which organized Saturday's march, issued a joint letter to Trump saying, "The NHS has existed since 1948 in the UK after the devastation of the Second World War.
It has been a shining example to the world of what can be achieved when we put the needs of the collective good over the interests of a few wealthy individuals."
Unfortunately, our current government have been persuaded to increasingly adopt policies which represent those of your government. They have decided to move us more to an American-style system which is widely acknowledged to be one of the most expensive, inefficient and unjust healthcare systems in the world.
This is why our NHS is currently struggling and why leading professors including Professor Stephen Hawking are bravely battling politicians who wish to turn it into a system like yours. This is what our demonstration was about.
We don't agree with your divisive and incorrect rhetoric.
No thanks.
Even TV host Piers Morgan, often a defender of the president, tweeted, "Wrong, Mr. President. Our NHS is a wonderful, albeit imperfect, health system, and the envy of the world."
By comparison, the US healthcare system is a sick joke and the envy of no one.
Labour Shadow Health Minister Justin Matters said, "Even Donald Trump knows, you can't trust the Tories with our NHS."
The president is right to focus on Saturday's march in which thousands of people joined labor in protesting 8 years of austerity, which have drastically worsened patient outcomes and demoralized the workforce.
A universal, publicly provided NHS free at the point of use remains the most cost-effective and efficient mode of healthcare provision, a fact the president would probably consider fake news.
Mr. Trump's comments came shortly after former UKIP leader Nigel Farage appeared on one of the president's favorite US TV news shows to talk about the NHS.
Mr. Farage's appearance on Fox and Friends appeared to be the reason for Mr. Trump's Twitter comment.
In a follow-up message, the president thanked the show for exposing the truth. The U.S. does not have free universal health care, and Trump is trying to undo many of Barack Obama's reforms, which made insurance compulsory for most people and extended taxpayer-funded cover for the poor.
Actor Ralph Little was among leaders of the Fix It Now protest, which marched on a chilly Downing Street on Saturday.
He lambasted Jeremy Hunt over lack of preparations for winter, saying, "Time and time again we have to assemble, like we're doing today in the rain, to remind the government that there's neither political mandate nor popular opinion to privatize it, to underfund it, or to go to war with the people that run it, but that's what's happening."